Mourad, Murad. I'm your tour guide for these 5 or 6 days. Casablanca, you have in the tour Casablanca, then you have Marrakesh, and after Marrakesh, back to coast, to Atlantic Ocean, to Agadir, from which you fly back to Casablanca. The hotel, after lunch, departure for a city tour to visit Casablanca inside. But there is only one possibility, is this afternoon is at 2 o'clock. And traditional women, they dress the local dress, galabia in different colors. Floors, one of the 2 towers has been transformed into a 5-star hotel. Blanca, the 30s. This is the Royal Army Avenue.
So yes, I'm in Morocco for the very first time, and we're here in Casablanca, and this is our hotel. I don't really know the name yet, but it looks fancy. It's situated right in the city center, the European part of the city, which is situated a bit not too far from the old historic part of it as well. So it's going to be a fun trip. Let's see how it goes, day 1.
1907 and 1911. And of course 1912 was the beginning of French period. This harbor plays a very important role, especially for the export and the import. And everything we import from overseas arrive to Casablanca, then we deliver to different cities in Kingdom of Morocco. This harbor again, from which we export different products to different destinations, such as the phosphate. We'll make around the city of Casablanca, and to Fez, comparing to Rabat, comparing to Meknes. So we have 4 old cities in Morocco. We call them imperial cities. Imperial cities, they were capital of Morocco under different dynasties. But if Rabat was founded at the end of the 8th century, Marrakech arrived until the middle of the 19th century. 160 years ago, there were only 600 inhabitants in Casablanca. And in the beginning of the 20th century, 25,000 inhabitants. In the 40s, we were about 450,000 inhabitants. In 1961, 1 million inhabitants. So we moved from 1 million inhabitants in 1961 to almost 5 million inhabitants in Casablanca. That's why the city is considered as the most populated city in Kingdom of Morocco. They were along the Atlantic Ocean. The Portuguese, they were along the Atlantic Ocean, and they gave names to different cities. Like the city of Agadir, which is our last destination, was named Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz today is Agadir. And Essaouira, which is a city situated 150 kilometers north from Agadir, Essaouira was Mogador. Mogador, and is a favorite city of Orson Welles. The Orson Welles, the movie maker who did the film Othello, which was presented to Festival of Cannes 1951. Then after the Lisbon earthquake in 1755, the Portuguese, they left, and it was the arrival again of the Spanish. And after the Spanish, it was who changed the name from Casablanca into Casablanca. So there are three main events which made Casablanca a very famous city in the 40s. First event was the Anfa Conference in 1943, the meeting of Sir Winston Churchill, Franklin Roosevelt, de Gaulle from France, and Mohammed V, grandfather of the present king, died 1961. So this conference, the object was to gather the forces of the European forces with local for a new attack against German from the Pyrenees in France. And there was a spy. You know what a spy means? Espion? A spy from Portugal. And he wanted to communicate to France, to German. He wanted to communicate about the event. He wanted to communicate about the Anfa conference. And he made a very huge mistake in his translation. And he translated Casablanca into the White House. And the German, they thought that White House in United States, not the White House, which is Ad-Dar al-Bayda, which means the White House. The second event after the Anfa conference, which made Casablanca again very famous city, was in the 40s. Was the Humphrey Bogart Casablanca film. Humphrey Bogart Casablanca film. And the third event was the transsexual hospital. Transsexual hospital, where it was the changing of the sex by a French surgeon named Birot. He was from France. So these are the three main events which made Casablanca a very famous city in the 40s.
So this is
the next time. They're doing something right now.
Don't come and defend yourself.
It's true, you're doing something right. That's why they're coming to me.
You have to work midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
I said,
You must for all the people.
So the inside of the building, come on please, so the inside of the building looks like 100% like any mosque we have in Morocco. All mosques we have in Morocco is this atmosphere and this architecture and this building you can see inside with a fountain in the middle around which people can wash a certain way we call the small ablution. So all mosques we have in Morocco exactly like the inside. Except the mosque of Casablanca is completely different. The one in Casablanca, the ablution where we wash is completely separate from the place we call the prayer hall. So this building here consisting of these substances or these materials. We start from the wood. You can see from the Mid-Atlas Mountain where we have 75,000 hectares of woods. And then everything you can see in white color, that's plaster, which is a combination between the limestone and the powder of marble, except now with the new technology.
This is the palace of Jaffa, more like a Supreme Court. So this is where you have all the court here.
Hey, photo.
Ouais, mon ami.
Had an idea to build a mausoleum for his father in Casablanca.
few weeks later, he changed his mind and he decided to build the mausoleum in Rabat, where situated the royal family and where situated the official palace. And he promised the inhabitants of Casablanca to build for them, instead of that expected mausoleum, this huge mosque, which is considered as the third largest in the Islamic world country, after the first one in Mecca and the second in Medina. This is the third largest because of the whole superficie, 9 hectares and a half, and 105,000 people, they can pray at the same time. 25,000 inside the building, 105,000. I'm seeing 25,000 inside the building and 80,000 in the square, where situated a bookstore and an academy where to teach about the traditional arts. It took about 6 years and a half to be finished, from 1983 to 1986 to 1993. 6 years, which are about 55 million man-hours.
Oh, the right side. That's the hill, which means Anfa residential district. There where it was organized, the Anfa conference 1943, Churchill, Roosevelt and de Gaulle. Do you need to stop or we continue? Continue.